All right, welcome people, welcome. Oh, it's been a long day. rewind, relax a little bit with some jiu-jitsu videos. Y'all know what's up. Welcome. All right, so I was looking through the comments on this one. This looks like it's going to be fun. Let's see. I thought we'd start with a little bit of humor before we get into the real stuff.
Hey guys, Rob here with McDojo Life. In today's McDojo breakdown, we're going to learn how you...
Oh, quick reminder, if I use your videos, it's an automatic like and subscribe. That's just a given. Thank you for making content. I love you guys.
You can actually go and attend a fake martial arts seminar. I know, something you've always wanted to do. Let's check it out and let's break it down.
Okay, what now?
McDojo Life. In today's McDojo breakdown, we're going to learn how you can actually go and attend a fake martial arts seminar. I know, something you've always wanted to do. Let's check it out.
What's up, Luis? How's it going, buddy? I've enjoyed this guy's videos before, and I haven't given him a like yet, so I feel kind of bad. I should have a long time ago. Subscribe. This is fantastic stuff. How have you been, Luis? What? What was that? You've been busy. Well, I hope it's busy in a good way, I hope, right? You know, you can be busy in a way that's not necessarily good. I hope it's not that for you.
The guy you just got done watching in that story goes by the name of Alexander Krakalinic.
It's not bad. Good. Glad you hear that, man. That makes me happy.
So high five to me.
In that case, being busy can kind of be a good thing, you know?
He runs an organization called
Means you're living. That's how I feel about it anyway.
They do various seminars on different things like Qigong, energy healing.
Okay, now,
also
this is difficult for me because I did Kung Fu.
Whatever the hell that is. I also found on their website they apparently do sexual healing as well.
Sexual healing.
By far my favorite thing that I've seen that they teach in their own words is how to have
sexual healing abilities.
Of course I'm going to show you some of
I want some
stuff. How can I resist?
This is supposed to be martial arts, and they're like, yo, by the way, though, have you heard about this sexual healing? Oh, and they're going to teach me how to have
I can do shit like that too.
Super natural powers. Oh. Nice.
I originally saw the opening video on a guy's page.
I love guys that make fun of like the silly stuff like this. Like, what was that, man?
Max actually went.
You're not going to get kneed in the face because you'll fall over.
Defending it, but actually inviting people to come to the seminar. So
I want that. I would love to go to a seminar like that. You know, I'm a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and I did Kung Fu for a long time. So I feel like I got both ends of the spectrum, the bullshit and the real stuff.
Well, let's check out a video about it.
Manna is Oramus, and Cleopatra bathed in milk to stay young. Was it?
Look at that giant crystal in the background.
Or camel milk? I don't think so.
Holy cow.
I think that it was Oramus.
Oramus?
You know, I think it comes to a energetic portal from another dimension.
When I click on the link to go check out this product, it takes me to another website called A New Alchemy.
I don't like the way that sounds.
It's a company run by a guy named Ron Holman, PhD.
Swaha.
And his name
Swaha
that he
Ron.
goes by now seems to be Shwaha Ron. Shwaha Ron seems to be a master healer who was given sacred knowledge.
What the fuck is a master healer, man? Come on.
Morphogenic energy medicine. Well, that sounds like a load of bullshit to me already.
Yes.
What does this product actually do for you?
Oh,
so
goodness.
Let's read through some of the things that it says it can do. People say that Ormus assists in activating the light body, whatever the hell that is. Reported to help.
We're not going to let him read through all these. We're going to pause these and talk about them for a second. Hold on. All right, so sparkling eyes and glowing skin are common. It's like the vampires in Twilight, right? Don't they glitter in the sunshine? Humans and animals alike experience increased awareness, so animals can do this too? I can bring my cat to class? Oh, snap. I'm gonna have a woke, enlightened cat. Maybe even 3 of them. Let's give him a moment to go through some of these.
Alpha Learning Institute show it.
Okay,
You
okay.
might just be able to get some for the whole price of $54.
$54.
How much does that get you? 100-milliliter bottle. And the funniest thing, the best part about the description isn't the description itself, it's the disclaimer. The disclaimer says these statements have not been evaluated.
It makes no
by
promises.
FDA. A New Alchemy LLC makes no promises on claims of any physical or medical outcome.
You can pretty much sell anything you want as long as you say, we don't promise it'll work, but you know, some like it.
If there was ever a snake oil salesman, this
Do
is the
you
guy.
like it?
And
'Cause
just like
I
any
like
other
it.
snake oil salesman, he's got testimonials on his website.
It was
praising
ridiculous.
his name. Of course you do. It's not that hard to get testimonials.
I'm telling you,
Hell, I can get testimonials.
martial arts
This
can
is
be
testimonials
can be
from
some
shit that I
amazing
don't
like
even do.
self-defense stuff, and it can be
taught me how to perform the rear naked choke
absolute fully foo-foo.
with no hands. McDojo Life taught me that the most important part of the rear naked choke is the nakedness.
Oh.
McDojo Life taught me that footwork is just another word for Taekwondo. McDojo Life taught me that rolling with foot fungus is alright as long as you put on nail polish.
Ooh, that's
McDojo Life
nasty.
realized that I was in the McDojo, so I left Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Hi, I would just like to take this time to thank
Gracie
Rob
Jiu-Jitsu is like the
for
biggest
his
name in
4-step
Jiu-Jitsu, so
personal
that's
power program that allowed me
yeah.
to harness my true potential and throw Hadouken fireballs out of my bare hands to finally get rid of those creepy hairless cats right under my bed. Step 1, down, because it's where we are when we're feeling that way. Step 2, down and forward, because it's the only way out of this mess. Step 3, forward, because it's what we gotta do.
Hadouken!
4,
That's what he's doing right now.
my new levels of fireball throwing confidence are through the roof now. Thanks, Rob.
I can throw fireballs too. I should add like special effects to the streams. I could like throw fireballs at the screen.
Really changed my life.
Wait,
Before him, I was a black belt, and I
this looks like exactly the same place. I need to screenshot this because this looks exactly like the school that I had. Oh, holy crap. Let me do it. I'm sorry, but this is too good. Too darn good. I'm serious. It looks exactly like the old school that I used to have and taught at. So I'm going to send this to my brown belt to let her see this because that's incredible. Okay. My bad. My bad. We can get right back to this.
of the kicks. And I even think that side kicks work.
Even the door's the
Not
same. Like,
something that I thought before. If it weren't for Rob from McDojo,
my mind's
I would
blown.
probably
I like
still
it.
be stuck in that burning boulder.
how green it looks in the back. I have no idea what he's been saying so far. I'm just blown away the fact that he's teaching in the same place I used to teach.
See, it's not
It looks
that hard,
like.
but I digress.
So what do you say?
Thanks, Rob.
Hi, my name is Seth Adams, and Rob from McDojo Life really changed my life. Before him, I was a black belt, and I only knew 2 kicks, but now I know all of the kicks. And I
All
even
the kicks.
think that side kicks work now, which is not something that I thought before. If it weren't for Rob from McDojo Life, I would probably still be stuck.
Is
in that
this his
burning boulder
his hype
that he
bit?
helped
What
me-
is this?
That burning building that he helped me escape from. Thanks, Rob.
See, it's not that hard, but I digress. Once I posted about this, it seemed like he was either upset or excited. I'm not exactly sure which one, that we actually posted about it. So he reshared it, and this is what he said on his Facebook page. An anti-energy page on Instagram re-uploaded my marketing video for the Force NU seminar in Austin at the end of this month to make fun.
Anti-energy. So he gets called out for his bullshit, and now he's calling them anti-energy.
Of it.
That
The
hurts
video
so
was blowing up
bad.
with thousands of likes. We are grateful for the free exposure. What you don't understand is the people who are liking that aren't liking your video. They're actually liking the fact that we are calling it out because it's bullshit. Many people
Right.
are skeptical about this internet martial art that can be used for healing and contactless self-defense. That's okay. That is the program
No.
society provides.
No.
Believers, skeptics, and the undecided are all welcome to attend. It works the same.
I
and
know
will
I have
serve
to
you
I
well.
have to put the
Hope
headset
to
in
see you
because
there.
this is like
When you
feeding
look
back,
at their
but
website to check out the
my
seminar. The
God.
seminar was supposed to be hosted
This
on
is so
May
bad.
28th, 29th, and the 30th. and it says the exact curriculum will vary depending on needs of the group each day.
What?
The
That
end
means you're
result
pulling
is the
shit right out of
same.
your ass.
Well, if you're not telling me
Right
what
out of your
exactly
boot,
is going to be
hey.
going on in the seminar, people probably won't pay
Promise
for that
you.
if you don't
have a
what's in the
curriculum, a
seminar.
set
You
curriculum,
also didn't
you're just
add
making
a
shit up.
location whatsoever. Why would
I know,
anyone
because I
pay
did
for a
that for
seminar where they don't
so
know what they're
long.
going to be getting,
But I
and
knew my
also
stuff
they have
well
no
enough. I
clue
could
what
just
it's
teach
going to be
whatever.
at?
It'll be good enough.
Not to mention
And it
the
was
fact
good
that
enough for
you're
beginners.
charging an
It's not
ass
cohesive,
load of
though.
money for stuff that is so
Not the
big,
right way to
no one
teach.
knows what the fuck you're selling. And Friday, May 28th, it costs $350
Holy shit.
to attend from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, May 29th, it'll cost you $850 to attend from 8 a.m.
All day.
to 11 p.m.
Damn near
Sunday,
$1,000
May
a
30th,
person.
It's going to cost you $850 to attend from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, here we
So
go.
you're
Watch
thinking,
this.
"Rob,
I've
how
heard of
can
these
you
guys.
possibly do that online?" He sells this online.
I've seen people sell this service where you you schedule a time with them, and what they'll do is they'll send you energy at that time for $95 fucking a session. Yes.
He actually has a course that you can do
Yes.
online where he can do this to you online. It's called Remote Energy Healing
Yeah.
Treatment, and it costs $95 for a 1-hour session. And the description says, "Energy healing, the miraculous medicine to cure
It's
all
great.
diseases,
It's great time for
the
money
secret
there.
method
Like,
to invite happiness." All you had to do to actually sell tickets to this damn thing was to sell a ticket to another thing you already do. You could have made more money and actually got people to go to your seminar and not had to cancel it because you couldn't get enough ticket sales. A guy literally gave you a basic open invitation to prove it to him, and he was willing to go and try it, and you ignored him and didn't even answer the dude. That's how you know
Oh.
you're full of shit right there. I gotta give this one 5 out of 5 Dillmans. Why? Well, one, because they're actually selling snake oil. 2, they're claiming that they have supernatural abilities. Even in the descriptions of things they're writing, they clearly tell you this. And they don't even follow through with good business. They're not even taking people's money who were freely trying to give it to them. It's a con. It's a sham. It's a fraud. Charlatan.
Faker. Phony.
oh my god, you should go check this guy
For
out.
everybody who's a member, feel free to drop your own Dillmans down there. If you'd like to be able to add a couple Dillmans and give us your Dillman
Yeah,
scale,
support the
become a
channel,
member.
guys. He's
The
great.
emoji will
He's
be
great.
open
He
to
makes
you.
funny
That way
ass
you can
shit.
give us your critiques and your review as well. We just got done filming our documentary about fakes, frauds, and phonies in the martial arts industry, so that is where all of our concerns
Look, I gotta let him do his
are.
little
So everybody
promo
who's
thing.
like, you should go. Why don't you just go to the seminar and do it yourself? Well, guess what, motherfucker? I am. We already did it. We filmed it, and we're editing it right now. So you have
Wow.
to be a little
I
patient.
can't wait to
We're
see
not
that.
made of money. We can't just dump this shit into going to every possible seminar, especially when they're that ridiculously priced. I'd really like to know your thoughts, comments, questions, and opinions.
All right, cool. Already liked and subscribed. So, right, liked, already subscribed. Let's see what we're doing here. We're going over a side mount escape. That means when you're on the bottom and someone's laying across you, how to get out, apparently. Roy Dean is a super smooth, super slick black belt. Very smooth style. Not very forceful like some other people. Or aggressive for that matter. He's very slick. Okay, he used the same words twice there, but you know what I mean.
I feel like I should go over the hip shovel reversal.
The hip
I've
shovel.
been doing it a lot over the last couple of years, and I've gotten to where it's pretty easy.
The words already remind me of something that I would do, which is like
let's just
scoop
go
the
over
body
that.
from underneath and lay the person down, but we'll see.
Signature of the Joe Morera lineage with the far arm block. So if Chris can be
We'll see.
side control on me, okay, but I'm blocking right here. But he's, you know,
Super common.
he's essentially
They're trying to get
perpendicular
crossface.
to me, and he can have one knee there or two knees.
Yeah. This person wants desperately to get this arm around his head to control his upper body. If he can prevent that by blocking this, then his upper body can turn. It can shift forward and back, which means he can shift far enough back to get his legs back between the two of them, which means he's good. If this guy can get control of his head, he can smash his shoulder into his face eventually get his back and that leg up and over his stomach and then mount. So that's where they're at.
Down, either way. But I'm blocking him from getting control. I do not want him to have control of my head.
Of course, he's going to say the same thing I just did.
Being flexible in being able to trade off between here and here is very important. You want
Stiff arm. I call that the stiff arm escape.
Straight arm lever.
Okay.
So I'm here. Now what most people try to do is they try to, he's going to rotate into open space and try to get a little bit more control. He's not comfortable with this amount of space. So he drops his hip to the side, boom, just like that. That's the
This looks like my setup that I was
there are
talking
ways
about.
that you can bait that into happening. But I'm here, and I really, this
See if I can
portion
call
of
this.
Your hand is so useful. So you have to really trust it. I'm in the crook of his elbow. I'm not at the shoulder.
Yeah. And the stiffer that arm is, either when you're using, the more locked out it is, the more it's bones holding the person in place rather than muscle.
That switch,
You see how stiff it is? It's like that football Heisman move where you stiff arm someone away. It's not muscles holding them away, it's bone structure. Very effective to control bigger, stronger people. So if I'm right now, what he's going to try and do is keep his upper body stiff and away like this, and then use this hand to dig underneath the guy's legs, that far hip, like a scoop, right, like this. If he can get that scoop on the far hip, then he has 2 points of access on this guy's left side to make him fold backwards and onto the ground, like
that's the move.
fall.
As he makes the switch, I get my elbow under, and then that can switch to the knee too, and then you can just push him over.
Yeah. Okay, so he's sweeping him from there. Rather than using his arm, he uses his leg. But we'll see if he does the same thing or not.
So I have this blocked.
So this is legit, obviously. Yeah, like right now. If this elbow became like a pivot point for the hand to windshield wiper underneath and cup, then rather than push him over with the knee he's about to bring inside, he could just drop his hips out of the way and drop the guy. But different
You
technique.
can get your hand here too, that's fine. But typically, my elbow fits under that femur a little bit more. Now, I'm not just going to...
Yeah, see, I'm not a really big fan of this because a really skilled person will just hop over your head. Right? Not necessarily great. And because this arm is kind of straight, there's a way to scoop and step over and get a spin around the arm bar. I like to fake that to make them think they can do that. And it also makes this leg light. You're starting to step in to get over the head. At that point, I pivot underneath and just rich that out. That's also why I don't do it with this arm straight anymore. I do it from behind the back. Both hands behind the back. But again, I digress.
Push him. I have to get my feet under, so I extend, and then I
Pivot
have
the
to
hips.
shift my hip.
I like this though. I'm definitely going to try that.
Every sweep is about cutting your hips underneath your partner. Okay.
Could clearly go back to guard too if you wanted to.
So I'm here when he switches.
Boom. Yep.
We go
Got him
in.
pinched.
Sometimes you can pass that off to your knee, and then I can just drive from the ground and push him over. Okay.
But look right here. Say I'm trying to get him to go all the way up over this leg. So even if he drops his knee down, the guy still had to come up to go over. It's a little bit of energy exerted. Whereas Jiu-Jitsu can be effortless. If it were the hand pulling him down, the guy would just rotate over rather than having to go up and over. It'd be cool if I could show that one day. Maybe I'll do that one day. I have the dummy here in the back and I have mats, so maybe one day I'll break them out or have a partner and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I call it a cradle sweep. It's not really a cradle in the wrestling sense, but like you're cradling a baby kind of is what I call it. Then you lay the person down. It's very, very sneaky.
They don't like that. They cut through.
It's a passive looking move.
To escape it, and that's your moment. So that's one earlier motion.
Yeah, so imagine right now, this leg does not try to scoot underneath the guy, but goes straight. Just points straight away and the guy's butt hits the ground. You see what I'm saying? Now, if he were to go to his knees, this guy, so leg goes straight, threads through to go to his knees, this guy's going to be on his back and he'll be on his knees. That's what I do.
Not strength. I'm going to shift my hips.
So this is definitely useful.
Small steps with your feet.
It essentially
Now,
puts you in almost the same position, just a different way, right?
I can put all my weight there if I want. Keep extending. Then we have whatever we want to do over here, okay? But that hip shovel is so useful.
Cool.
Pressure the whole time.
It's a competition.
We have some more awards to give out. Adult gi, white belts, 161.
Purple belts in competition.
Almost out. Let's go.
We need Matt, Spencer, and Paul to report to
Just
the
trying to
stage
pass the guard, just trying to free his leg right now. That's all he's got.
161 to 170.
Let the leg through. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a boom. Look at this. That same motion the guy just did in the video where his hips kind of pivoted underneath the person. It's going to happen right here too. He's going to use both his knees and point them up towards the ceiling, and it'll off base this guy that way. That way. But look at how this hand is now around the guy's back. So rather than being in front, pushing the arm to get this shoulder to raise, he's around the back. And he's going to use his knees to tilt this hip this way and then pull with the belt to put a guy on the back. Love it.
Also have adult gi absolute.
Watch him. He's going to go back over this way.
257.
To dive through. Oh no, he lost it.
To be Kenneth and Jeffrey.
Guess I can't be mad. He's a purple belt, so he didn't have it perfect.
257 to 263 absolute.
Yeah, that wasn't. I'm sorry, that was not super impressive. But you know what the rule is. If I use your shit, you gotta like and I'll subscribe to, because why not, right? We're friendly in this community. It's what we do. And I'm also going to not watch it again because that was boring as shit. Sorry, homie. Thank you for posting content.
Now, when I saw what you wanted to show next, I got to admit I had a reaction. Because I thought that this is one of those techniques.
I use this a lot. So it'll be fun to see if someone has some more details on it. Or different details. Right?
And they're like, oh yeah, I'll show this because this will work against novice white belts. But when
Great having a smaller guy fight or show a technique against a bigger guy. To me, that's what jiu-jitsu is. If you can use it on someone bigger than you, then it's effective. If the person has to be your size or smaller for it to work, then it just doesn't work. It's no good. You know what I mean?
Everybody. But what happens is it's a way that, in my opinion, I'm recovering guard with an attack option.
Right.
So, like I said, am I submitting everybody? No.
If they pull their arm out of the submission, you go back to guard. So you've escaped side control. Either way. I call that failing up. My students know what I'm talking about if any of them are watching this stream.
I guess you also put a little bit of fear into them.
Okay to fail from a position, but make sure you fail upward, not back.
Exactly. I actually learned this in a book, and I think it was the Inside the Lion's Den book, and it had the one of the first books on grappling I ever bought, and it had a part of the book was like
Louise,
life,
you ever think about trying any martial arts, buddy?
Basic techniques, and this is one of them. And I had the same.
I gotta ask everybody.
That's not gonna work. And then I didn't start doing it till a long time ago, a long time afterwards. But like I just said, I really like it. It gives you a submission option. Worst case scenario, you're gonna recover the guard. Also, I'm pretty specific about when I use it.
It's not for everyone, so there's no shame if not, of course.
Have a good head and arm.
I'm always just curious if anyone's thought about it.
When I do this technique, a lot of people
tried
do it
anything
by trying to push the person up and then bring their legs around, which, I mean, that can work. But one thing that I think really helps me is I don't try to push the person straight up. I try to push him over my head.
Yeah,
Back
okay.
off for 1 second, Stefan. So what I'm going to do is...
Don't do that. This will be new for me.
Bench press. It's not what I'm doing. I'm going to use my forearms. And so when I bridge my hip, I'm not trying to lift him up. When I bridge my hip...
Oh, no, that is what I do.
He's going to kind of be falling this way.
But once you're in that position, up is kind of that way, so...
When I lift, I want to bridge the
That's
guy
what a good
over
UPA
my
is,
head.
anyway.
And then my hip drops.
And then
and I come
yes,
up this
exactly.
way.
It's essentially how to do a bench press without having to do a bench
Bridge my
press.
hip
How to get big weight off you without having the upper body strength.
And also you see how my
Create
head
the space
starts
with your
out.
legs,
And then I'm gonna come
and then use that
up
space.
this way, and I want to lock this in, and I'm simply gonna pull
Drop
my
the
elbow
elbow.
down, lift my hip up. If I need to change,
Dislocate the elbow.
I will. If you were to yank out of this, no problem. I've recovered guard, which in a way is all I really wanted to do anyways.
Right.
So again, I'm in a good position. And again, if Stefan were very low on my hip, I wouldn't do this. I would do something else.
Right.
But when he's high, yeah, and he's really
smashing the
crowding my
face,
and
right?
my head,
This
that's
sucks to
one of
have
the
your
best
face
times I can use
smashed in this position by
because it's
someone
easier to
big.
get him over my
Feels
head.
like you can't
So
move him
I
at
wanna
all. So
bridge
doing
my
this
hip
helps a lot.
here.
Takes that shoulder weight
I wanna
off you.
push him up,
Drop.
all the
Boom.
way up.
And big guys will
Finish.
often just rip out of this.
Or if he backs away,
That's okay. Boom.
I want to recover.
Get him back in your legs.
Now, I'm really noticing two energies here that I hadn't noticed before when playing around with this technique. The first is that when I'm holding on here and you're pushing me over your head, my reaction is to come back. I don't want you to slip out this way.
That's right.
So really, I'm trying to fight my way into the arm lock.
Exactly.
And the second
The way to counter this, I'll talk about that in a second here.
because when you do,
If any higher belts watch this and learn
bang, it feels
this attack,
hot.
how to counter it
One hell of
is
an
important
effort
also.
right here.
I'll talk about it here in a
My head
second.
feels completely
You
locked
can
in place.
start it
The idea.
when it's kind of locked, but you have to do
One
it
thing
obviously when it starts to happen.
Happens sometimes is people. We've talked about
And it shuts down all the escapes that come off of the bridge as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a counter for the arm bar. It can be a shutdown or a counter for all bump escapes from side control.
Squeeze
So,
masters.
I'll get
And
there.
when they get a hold of you, regardless of what happens, they are going to keep squeezing. So sometimes what happens is when I bump the guy, they actually they don't fall over, but their head gets knocked offline, but they're still squeezing. So I can't always get their head is low, I can't get my leg around. But what I can do is just spin out this way. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
And it stops that too.
Thank you, Stefan.
I do this to people all the time.
He's kind of crowding my head. I want to lift. I want to go here. But you see how he's over exaggerated high. I can't
Hiding
get
the
my leg
head,
around.
too.
Well, I'm just going to spin out this way and recover here in a very simple.
There's also submissions from there, but let's talk about the counter real quick. Maybe on this last one. So, boom. Right when they bump you up, your inside knee has to go onto the rib cage through the armpit. Right? No matter how glued this is to their chest, there's always going to be a tiny gap between the tricep and the rib cage. What you want to do is you want to insert your knee in there, slide their knee back down, and go to mount. Let's go back to where they do it a little bit slower in this position right here. This is the point where your knee should be coming up, because what he's going to do next is drop his hips down and then bring his legs up. So what you want to do is you want to have this leg on its toes and the knee hovering right at his hip height, where his hip is right now. If his hip is here, your knee shouldn't try to go over it in this position. It should hang out right beside. So when his hip drops down, that's when you insert it. Okay, so check it out. As soon as he drops back down there, your knee has now all the space it needs to drop across to the far hip. And with the face smash you should still have, because remember, you never let go, like he said, you just drop the knee to the ground, turn, and pull your foot out, and now you've mounted. So the counter is super easy if you know what's coming.
So I'm here.
Really, if you just expect the bridge right here. Boom, bring your knee up. He drops down, he comes down. Right there. That space is so big. If you're worried about, I can tell he's even thinking about it right now too. He's looking at this space. As a black belt, you would feel this huge gap and want to put something in there. You don't want to compromise this, right? The control you have, so you put your knee inside. He knows it. I think he knows it too, but this is always kind of like a beginner type thing. But what you can do is you can try to hit it, make them defend it, and then do something else. That's a whole different series of techniques. Next.
Is to give you guys a game plan that will work.
This is one of the greatest teachers on the planet right now. All of his students are world champions in something.
The easiest thing in the world is just to go out on video and just show some moves. Here's a certain kind of kimura, here's a defense to it. That works well at white belt level.
Right, did I not like and subscribe? I did not like. I am subscribed though. Forgot about that. Almost did it. I fixed it though.
That works well at white belt level when you first start off.
Oh my god.
Direction, that's fine.
Okay.
Plus he goes guard.
John talks a lot though.
Is to seize control of my wrist. We know that when someone gets a hold of the wrist, they can only exert so much control. There's only so many directions he can cover with wrist control. As soon as I identify what the weak direction is, he grabs it. I go in the direction of weakness. Okay, so here, stop. I can't go into him. It's blocked, but I can easily go away. So when he sits up, it's done. Okay,
that's a great defense. It's hard to think of it because the instinct is to want to pull away.
And he's side control. He seizes my wrist. I can use my legs.
Yep.
Peel it off.
Now you have his arm trap too. Fantastic technique.
Elbow escape.
You can pass it off, step over the head, boom, reverse triangle.
The wrist come in and it's gone. Okay. If I'm behind someone, wrist control is a little different. He seizes the kimura. Kimura. And from here, you come in and you seize the wrist. And take it away. So the first layer of defense is always at the wrists. Whenever I feel
I've never seen that before.
If I'm behind him,
he goes over top and then peels the second hand off by pushing this one in, I think.
Grab the other wrist.
Yeah, he's pulling this one away, which leaves your hand just being controlled by one hand. That's nothing. Actually, not being controlled at all, if I see that right. He's pulling away the hand that's controlling your wrist. The other one's just supporting. So when you pull this one away, there's nothing. That's smart. Thank you, John.
If I'm in front of him.
Thank you, John. I learned something.
Then I've used directionality, but I'm always defending at the wrists. If I'm underneath them, I'll probably have to use some kind of elbow escape. Okay? If I'm in a T Kimura situation, then I'll probably have to use some kind of rotation.
This is my preferred.
His wrist and snap them off. Okay?
I do this to everybody, so I need to know how they could get out. They could get out by turning away with their head and pushing which hand?
Expose his wrist.
Always push the hand that's controlling the wrist. Okay, I like that.
Some kind of rotation.
So what I would be doing is I'd be scooting in with my hips to follow and trying to get this top leg in the bend of this arm. Push it away. So I don't... It's good, but... Yeah.
First layer of defense.
He's obviously got more from there, but that's... I don't like that particular one all that much. At least not with my style.
Whether you're standing, whether you're on the ground.
Oh, it's time for a fight.
We've got Roberto Jimenez up against Craig.
Holy cow, that was loud. Did you hear that? This is a great fight. Holy shit, how did I miss this?
There is an interesting
These are beasts.
in this match because not only is there a nearly 10-year age gap.
So first of all, this is a long-ass match for Craig. That's this guy. He's obviously much bigger than this guy. Very game opponent, though. This guy's leg lock game is just next level. Like, there's no one like him right now in leg locks. He's guaranteed going to finish this with some kind of heel hook. Dislocates the knee. Watch. He always does. I mean, he has other stuff, but this is what he's going to get.
Weighs Roberto by about 24 pounds. Yeah.
He's already on the leg. Already locked.
Hunting for that leg attack.
Oh, he lost it.
We expected this match to be fireworks, and immediately we were barely.
Kind of want to see how that happened. Okay, so boom. He immediately stepped out. Okay, I know that escape. He just hit it really fast. So this is where I would be shitting bricks right now, scared. I'd be real scared here. And he pushes the butt. Nope, that didn't work. So he lets go and steps over again. And then his knee is out. Okay. It's just speed. Only speed got him out of that. And speed will fail you at some point. Wow. The second he touched his legs, he was on the attack. Again, touched his legs. He's not going to let go now.
Almost worked.
That left hand still has his leg. Oh, he let go. That's because his foot switched in. So Roberto, the guy on top, is already doing a lot better than most people.
Of course, it is just he has an endless gas tank, and that he has been extremely active this year. You know, he's actually had 27 matches this year as a black belt.
So the goal is, if this guy stays with the weight on his knees, it's much harder for him to dislocate a knee, because you have to get weight off of something to dislocate it, so you can rotate it. So he needs to get his hips underneath this guy, like how this leg is up, get his hips underneath here, wrap it up, and then get a hold of the ankle or the heel in this case. But his sneaky technique is to use his top leg to hook in here and to lift you up, and then to use his other leg to back step to get a hold of this leg with his legs rather than with his hands. Very slick.
Coming since May this year. I think he's by far the most active competitor this year. And look at some of the guys that he's fought. He's fought both of the Rotolo brothers.
Not sure which entry he's going to use, but
He's fought Lucas Hulk. He's fought Nick
he has some pretty ones.
He's fought some of the toughest guys in the world, and all of this.
That's the guy that we just watched in the video teaching the wrist stuff. John Danaher is his coach.
10 months as a black belt. That's a hell of a way to start your black belt career.
He fought the best of
All right,
the
all right.
best nowadays
Here we go.
in this year.
Here we go.
Leg entry here from Jones. Now this is deep. This is dangerous.
That's a problem.
Oh, and he got out.
Recovery from Jimenez.
Wow, unbelievable. He got out.
Now this is deep. This is dangerous.
That's a problem.
Just by switching his hips. It's locked. That leg is wrapped up. And he just turned his knee and it kicked out. Amazing.
Look at the recovery from
Wow,
Jimenez.
that's amazing. His leg was in trouble. It's still in trouble. Oh, he switched. Oh, he switched. So check this out. He's got a grip of his right leg. But look at what he started with.
Nice super hold.
Boom. He attacks the guy's left leg. So your first thought is defend my... No, his right leg. Oh, it's the same leg, is it? He dives inside the right leg. Oh, his legs are wrapped around the left leg. Gosh, it's so sneaky. His legs are controlling the left leg, and his arms are controlling the right leg. And he's going to lift and switch both of his knees over to the leg that he's controlling with his arms. Oh, that's... So he lifts him, switches with his legs. Now his legs are around the other leg, the one that he was controlling. That's so slick. So slick. Yeah, this is, to me, his whole game. Look, he has a great half guard. Half guard just locked, shallow on Roberto's left leg. He's going to pummel inside with his left arm and get a deep elbow grip on this leg. Use the far arm to shovel him over top to get his weight off his legs, and then switch the lock to this leg. Oh, it's so good.
Able to get out of that position. Now, of course, it is no secret that
That's amazing, man.
To be more aware of that.
That's amazing.
Well,
this guy's in trouble. He's in trouble, and he's scared right now, I promise you.
Something of a weakness for the leg locks, and Craig is certainly very aware of that.
That's a good angle for Craig.
Definitely a lot deeper.
This is bad right now. His leg's not getting out of this one. I mean, I'd be surprised if he got out of this one, because that is locked. Like his legs are like triangled right now. That's not going anywhere.
He's done well against some grapplers who are noted. Leg lockers, and he's been caught by others. So Craig is pretty much one of the best guys in the world in this position, and he's going on the...
Ooh. This is where it starts to hurt. The guy had his legs crossed. Watch this. His only defense are to keep his ankles crossed. You can hardly make it out, but that's all he can do right now. His hands don't even matter at this point. All he can do is guy is going for this ankle right here. But he's got it protected by his other ankle. So what he's going to do, this guy, he's going to use this hand. He's going to carefully just push that leg off and drop this elbow around that heel. It's such a subtle move. So right now he's going to take this hand and he's going to push this leg away. Keep a space.
So Craig is pretty much one of the best guys in the world in this position.
Here it is. So this leg is the defense for this heel. He's got it locked up right now. He's going to keep trying to fuss with it. You can hardly tell, but this lock, his hands are on one side of the shin and his forearms are on the other. It's like a type of control that's even hard to see, but it's a control. So this leg is being controlled, this bottom one, being pushed away and separated from the other one. He's going to lose it for a second. You see that? He lost it for a second because that guy was doing the right thing by crossing his ankles again. But look at what he does. He abandons the grip he has to keep the heel, push the top leg away, and drop right back. It's the same thing you do for a rear naked choke. If you want a rear naked choke and they're peeling your hand away, you push their hands away and then snake behind. He's doing the exact same thing. It's just on a heel. On a heel. Boom. Just pushed it away and went right back to it again. Oh.
Craig Jones gets the finish.
One more time.
He's pretty much one of the best guys in the world in this position, and he's going on the inside heel hook.
There it is.
There it is. Verbal submission.
That arch he does is death.
And he's going on the inside heel hook.
Right there. He's looking at his face because he knows. He knows very well his hands can't do the tapping fast enough. So he's watching his mouth. This is no joke right now. The guy is literally so skilled and used to doing this to people that he's watching his mouth. Because the verbal tap comes so fast. There are submissions where you have a choice to think about, like, maybe I should tap before it goes. This is not one of them. When that pain sets in, your body just revolts and wants to do everything to get out. And the first thing that comes out, if you're trained, is the word tap. So he's waiting for it. Boom. And he got it. Wow.
Craig Jones gets the finish.
Amazing.
In 2.5 minutes.
Amazing. Amazing.
Closes the distance. Now, Shinya is a judo black belt, but Tonin is a high-level American wrestler, so he immediately flies in, scissors the legs, and now is in the guard. Shinya transitions into a single leg and jumps on.
These are two amazing grapplers. The one on the bottom currently also trains under John Danaher, just like the previous guy we just saw who won, Craig Jones. Great leg locker, but also known for his rear naked chokes.
It's not going to happen. Not in this one. But the difference between what Tonin has done all of his career, Mitch, here, is that he's got to deal with the cage. The cage wall is going to be a big factor, and it's something that Shinya's very used to, of course.
Yeah, me and Rich Franklin were just talking.
Yeah, Shinya Aoki is an MMA fighter, so he's used to fighting inside the cage. Gary's a grappler. He's not. But supposedly he's been training, so training for MMA.
You're checking the gloves and all those kinds of things, which is another advantage that Shinya would be used to, being able to grab hold of the, not loop into the.
Opponent's kind of going inverted now. He's got the legs triangled.
I want to see some submission attempts because so far this looks like it's just control. Let's see here. Maybe here. Something's about to come. Nice. Yeah, we gotta talk about that because holy cow, man, that was so fast. So boom. Anytime someone's on your back like this, boom. The guy does a really smart technique. Is they want to get hold and control of your upper shoulders, of your back, with a seatbelt grip. So if you put your shoulders on the ground before they can, a lot of times they're forced to let go because their face would face plant in the ground if they held on to the low part of your torso that they have. Like him, if he kept this grip, which was around him, he would be forced to eat the mat. Look at how smoothly he lets go of this. So right now he's got a good control of his hip. And he, as soon as he gets up, knows what's going on and is going to dive roll. And he's going to follow him. He's so slick at it, he gets this outside hook around the body and dive rolls with him. This is insane. The outside hook is in. The side that he's trying to roll and hide is already got a hook inside. The speed of that, the speed of him doing the escape was amazing. The speed of him reading the escape and countering it, unfathomable. Look at how fast it happened again. at how fast, from the time he gets to his feet, he does the front roll, and how he's still on his back. Would work on most any other person, the front roll. To his feet, turn, boom, roll. Still on your back. Now he's on your neck. This is the seatbelt grip he wanted from before. And because he knew when to let go, now he has it. Like they say, if you really want something, let it go and see if it comes back. Oh yes, from the ADCC, right? Absolutely, that was an amazing match. But anytime you see Danaher's students fight each other, I mean, come on, what do you expect? It's gonna be a freaking like technical masterpiece. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Fight Reacts, right? Yeah, if you want to link that in chat, I'll play that because that's a good one to watch too. Not even much that I can critique on that one because hell. And what I have to say for this one is the only reason Aoki is still on Tonan's back here is because he hasn't gone for anything. Just holding on is one thing. Just controlling the back, just controlling the mount, just controlling side is one thing. But trying to do anything from there, that's where the escapes are at. Now, mind you, Tonan's not laying there still. He's going to still work to get out. But his best chance is when Shinya goes for something. Which, of course, is so intricate in these. Which kind of tells me how scared he is to let go right now. Because if he lets go and Tonan gets on top, he's going to be on him. And I've even seen Tonan go for leg locks from here. You know, as soon as he pops the feet open, he spins inside and gets like into a weird outside heel hook. Nasty, man. Absolutely nasty. Pinioke may be wiry, but technique wins. Technique always prevails. Thank you for the follow. Fight Reacts. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Okay, now he's trying to single out that arm. Right? If he can slip this arm over top, he can go figure four on this far arm. And possibly set up arm bars because the bottom leg is free. Right? If the triangle lock were on this side, you couldn't arm bar this arm. He'd have to settle for this one or switch to lock, which he's probably been planning from the get-go. Play the seatbelt on one side so you get the figure four, loop the head, and go for the arm bar, right? Yes, sir. He just signed. Well, now the question remains with his new stomach problems, is he going to keep fighting at all? He's retired from grappling. That's for sure. I don't know if this is... That's a good question. Does that mean his whole one contract thing is out the window? I need to look that up. He signed with them, so you're correct about that. No, what? Is it just going to quit BJJ? That's interesting. So how about that? I bet you he's going to treat Jiu-Jitsu as being more intense on the core. That's so weird for me. Because kicks to the gut and that kind of thing aren't really a thing. Yeah, only grappling stuff so far. So far he's only announced to be out of grappling. Which means we can probably look forward to seeing Gordon fighting soon. That's crazy, right? That seems crazy. Says he also did mention he wanted to make this possible switch to MMA in the JRE. Yeah. Well, he's been talking about that for a minute now, and I'm pretty sure that he's got the skills to do it. I mean, Danaher's team in Hensel's basement, they work all of it. I mean, obviously, they've got people like Nicky Rod and stuff in there working with grappling on them. I mean, wrestling. So some of their classes are gloves on too, so he's not going to be a rookie by any means. Like actual cage experience maybe, but with that kind of grappling expertise, man, he's going to be like Damian Maia. If he gets a hold of you, he's going to squeeze your head off, you know. Have you heard, I have to pause, have you heard that Nicky Rod said in some like post-fight interview that if you could get his arm beneath your nose, like here. He said that anything beneath the nose is a choke. So if he can get below your nose, he's going to smash you. To me, that's scary as F, man. Because he has the skills 100%. He's only 25, which is the craziest part. I know, man. To have that level of experience with competition at that age, he's seasoned. There's no jitters anymore. I mean, pfft. And people like Gary Tonin and so, and other people who fought, who trained under Danaher, like GSP. Heck, GSP trained with Danaher, so he still trains there a lot. There's no doubt that whole gym has got some killers in it that are just waiting to pick the right venue. You know what I mean? Gordon's kind of milked the BJJ circuit to death. No one wants to fight him anymore. Time to start making money in the ring, I guess. Move on to the next venue. Make some millions in there, heck. Oh, that Kani Basami, boy. And look at how fast Shinya sprawled on the Kani Basami. Probably because he felt the weight on the collar tie. Yep. That's guaranteed what it was. Is he felt that collar tie come on? Right there. And he already knew, look, he sees it. The skill level, man. Slick. Slick.
Look at this. Check out Tonin to escape the body triangle of Shinya Oki.
How about that? Gordon. Gary just used the same thing that we saw Danaher talk about in that previous video. He talked about using your knees or something to break the grip by pushing away. Look at what he's doing with his head right here. Shinya's got the figure 4 grip on this wrist, and he uses his head to strip the grip off his wrist.
To escape the body triangle of Shinya Oki is a whole different world.
Man.
As far as grappling is concerned. To get out of that
Insane. Insane.
That's impressive.
I have to say, I'm actually pretty hyped to see Gordon come into grappling, into MMA, because I'm such a grappling fan. I'm excited to see another really high-level grappler get into the game. Because so far, the quote-unquote high-level jiu-jitsu guys have been run over by wrestlers. And I'm tired of fucking seeing that. I'm ready to see someone go in there with grappling in general, not just jiu-jitsu, and kind of do well. Maybe Gordon's the one. I mean, I like some of his antics, but I cannot deny the man is guaranteed the best. At least in the public eye, right? What? Yo. Now look, I've heard of turning people around, right? If you've ever trained MMA or trained fighting up against a cage, you learn to put your feet against the cage, lean into them to make them lean back, and then essentially do like a step out to make them fall with their back against the cage. Look at how hard Shinya does this step out and how he does not stop. This is where you should be pushing forward. His head's already past the cage and pointing down. Wow, man. Still with the body lock, too. That's insane. I swear that's why I never really got deep into competition or really got ranked or whatever, because I don't have that go power, man. I just don't want to go hard like that. I'm such a smooth jiu-jitsu guy. Oh boy. Look at how much the fight's left and look at where they're at. This may be it. Fight React says, I like Beneil Dariush for that reason. He was gi and no gi world champion at one point and ended up having insane power and skills he wouldn't have developed if he never made the switch. That's it. That's exactly right. And it's not just being good or having grappled in the gym. It's specifically having done the circuit, the tournament circuit, and having competed. There's something about getting those jitters out of you that make you more prepared to go into a cage situation. In my humble opinion, of course. So, key. This is something that I teach my students too. He's got the lock set up on the near leg, right? That honey hole of 411. This is the leg he wants. And he knows damn well that he cannot do anything to this leg until he controls his position. And we watched from the previous fight, right? Roberto Jimenez rolling out of the leg attacks. This guy, all he's got to do is pull this leg to his chest, turn this way, and sprint position out. Turn his knee down and get out. Especially because there's no grip on it. So what he's doing is, he's doing controlling the two directions this guy has to go. He has to bring his knee to his chest and turn the knee that way to the ground. Can't do either one right now. He can't bring it to his chest because of this one. Right, it's stuck. And he can't turn the knee out because of this. So the guy's stuck looking at this confusing mess of locks right now, knowing that this leg is in trouble. He knows this leg is in trouble because he does leg locks too. But he can't escape. Because he has to use his hands to address this. This is where it gets beautiful. The second his hands go to touch this one can scoop and get this. So watch what happens.
The best leg lock specialist we've seen in one championship.
And he's trying very hard to keep this foot glued to his butt. This is probably the best dexterity I've seen in this position ever. Like the foot is glued. And he wants that heel. So he's trying to get it out. Now he's in trouble. Now he's in trouble. So this, again, is that leg that has to be pulled to him and turned to the ground. He still can't turn out. And look at what he's already doing. He's securing the lock right now. He's smiling. The guy's smiling because he knows the fight's just about to be over. So all he has to do now is he can probably lock it and finish it right here because of how deep this one is shot through. If he cannot maintain this grip, the fight's over, right? So all he has to do is free this hand, close his hands, free this hand, close the grip, and bridge to finish the lock. Well, he has to get his hips off the ground because he has to bridge into the knee, not up. But this one could be in the way. I'm kind of curious to see what he does with it. Because what he should do is get this leg off and then re-pummel this arm. But we'll see. The leg is still inside, so it's more of what they call a Texas cloverleaf right now. It's like a shin slicer. It's not good. Now. And then the second this leg was no longer in there and it was locked, he taps. There's not even like a chance, man. And I want you to know, Gary did not crank. He didn't crank at all. He may be grimacing, but there was absolutely no crank in this. Chinye just knows his fight's over. People need to learn to respect heel hooks, man. Andrews, what's up, buddy? Learn to respect when you are caught in a submission that will damage your ligaments. Arm bars are one thing. I'm talking about Kimuras and Americanas. I'm talking about knee stuff and ankle stuff. Man, you're right. Technicality is everything with a heel hook. And this guy knows that at some point, there's nothing else you can do. Tapping is the only way to escape. And remember, tapping is an escape. You can either lose your limb or the use of your limb at 100%. Just tap. Take the L. Locked. Look, there's nothing on that, man. Beautiful. Absolutely right. Already liked? Nope, not liked, already subscribed. Right, guys? And I have to say, one is good for the fact that they actually have legit grappling matches in their rings. You know, not just MMA. Here's Gary. That's why I put this one next, because Gary's so good, man. Gary, if you guys don't know, shot the fastest submission in ADCC history with the Kani Basami into the inside heel hook. Like, ouch. The Kimura to leg attack. This is going to be interesting because I play the Kimura trap a lot. If you touch my legs with your hands, I'm grabbing your wrist and locking your Kimura. It's just going to happen. So having things you can go to from there is everything. I need it. Give it. Have a main attack, but always know the branches that go from that main attack. Like I call them the main what ifs. Right? If you love an armbar, know what to do if they smash you, do the defense, know what to do if they rip the arm out, right, which is a defense, and know what they do if they try to, you know, lift you or do whatever crazy other stuff. Have an answer for all the common what ifs, drill those to perfection, and then expand your what if, the what if vocabulary, if you may. Yes, again, like I was saying earlier, I tell my students all the time, in jiu-jitsu, you have to admit to failure, because failure is definitely going to happen. You have to be willing to accept that it's happening, and to be best prepared for what's coming next, you have to admit it happened and start to address the coming situation. So like someone's passing your guard, right? There's a certain point where you need to stop trying to recover guard, start addressing side control or knee on belly. People love to fall in this trap of like, no, I know how to elbow escape. I know how to go to neutral. I can stand, whatever. Yeah. And once their knee goes past your hip line, damn it, stop and start playing side control. Defend side control. Shut down side control before it happens. So you're not doing the same thing from there to mount, right? Onward. Off the soapbox.
How to switch from one submission to the next submission to the next submission. So pay attention to what he's gonna do because it's very, very cool. So let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna start.
And the mullet kills me. What do you guys think about the mullet? Are you guys for mullets or what? We're definitely making a comeback.
Opposite side arm like so. Now, this is a great submission here. If I can get my training partner's hand out, place it behind my training partner's back.
Yeah, low percentage though.
But as we all know, when we initially go for that submission, people clamp down very tight. Okay, and we even have other options from here. I can start trying to lift and elevate my training partner. Or
Andrew says, I'm not a fan.
From this position, okay?
Fight React says, yeah, one championship has Muay Thai, BJJ kickboxing, which is very unique. Yes, I've watched their Muay Thai fights too. To have it all under one roof, man, I freaking love it.
To the inside, and I'm going to put it against my training partner's neck and start moving him out in this direction.
I have not seen that before.
It does a couple different things, but the main thing I'm trying to achieve is to take some weight off of his legs so that I can then attack the legs. As I shift his weight off of his legs,
I use something similar, but this is good.
To his scoop grip, and now I'm ready to
And step over with his leg.
both my hands or go
Yeah,
for
okay.
one in this position, and I'm going to start continuing to push my training partner's head away as I
And now I can step and get the leg. I like that.
number of submissions that we can transfer to, but let's look for
So, note to self: the knee in that direction while you scoop at the same time. Okay. Ricky Simon rocks the mullet pretty well, so if you can pull it off, go for it. Ricky Simon, we got something to look up now, because who is Ricky Simon? Oh, that's right. I have seen him fight, and you're absolutely right. You know what? I would not fuck with Ricky, and he does kind of pull it off, doesn't he? Yeah. That's kind of cool. I can't talk shit about that. Kind of cool. Some modes are okay. Got me having to correct myself.
push my training partner's head away as I expose the leg. Once the leg's extended, there's a number of submissions that we can transfer to. But let's go for an inverted.
Danaher just made fun of him because he was wearing his like American flag and everything outfit. What did he just say? Pretty sure it was on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure it was on Danaher's account. He called him, I can't think of the guy's name, Rex something. What's his name? Rex? Maybe they'll find it under this, right? Yes, this guy, Rex Kwando. That's what he named him. Check out this. And then I want you to see what Gary had on the other day. Because this is how Gary rocks, man. Look. This is how Gary shows up to freaking competitions. Yep, he tried to do his hair. He tried to do his hair like Uncle Sam, bleach it white one day. It didn't work. It like turned up this like bright orange color. Fuck it, just went to compete with it. But look at what Danaher did. Y'all see it? He copied him on top because it's so damn close, man. Oh, that shit cracks me up so much. And trust, that was Gary's idea. He was going for that look. Yes, Rex Kwando is a MFing legend. Oh, oh, that's okay. This heel hook is serious. I need to take this. I need to take this back. This is a good heel hook. It's still there, yeah. Ugh. I want to learn that. So the knee that pushes away comes over and gets the other leg caught in triangle. Oh, it's gonna be fun. So what I usually do, just so you guys know what I would do from here, is the guy's driving down with this shoulder to bury this hand in his hip to keep the hand safe from being pulled out. So I would take my top leg, put it on his thigh, and boot, butt scoot back like a hip escape, essentially, like this. And rather than coming inside with my leg goes out and over, and I step right there. I put my heel in that little nook right there, and I use that push to peel this out and get the arm anyway. If they then want to protect it, they have to raise up their butt, like get the sweep into the arm bar. So, or back take, whole different technique. But this comes inside, then pushes the face away, which I could also turn into so I could do this, push away, and then step over top. Then I'd have my legs pinched around his arm, would be pushing on the hip and getting the arm bar or the Kimura anyway. So I will try both in class tomorrow. But this, what I want to see. This inside leg comes all the way through. So you could do a calf slicer if you wanted to, right?
By pushing my training partner with this leg as I pull the leg out. Okay? Once I get here, there's a number of submissions I can go for, but we're going to think about...
You know what this reminds me of? Of Lachlan's K-guard. Because right now, it's essentially where you would be stepping over and punching this arm underneath to pass the heel off. But I like this setup because you're getting the lock upside down. I can swear I've seen Craig Jones do this before.
I don't want to lock the figure of four like so, or I won't have a good...
Because he can turn, right.
Okay? I turn my body side on, and I lock up like so. From here,
notice now his hips are up off the ground and facing the knee. Before, his hips were on the ground, facing into the bottom of the knee. It's very hard to get torque on the knee. This position. Now, oh my God, now his knee is facing, his knee is facing into the hip. So when he locks us up and hips into that, it dislocates the knee sideways. Disgusting feeling. Let me tell you what. Right now the tension's already on the ACL, anterior. I don't even know those two names, but the one that's on the inside. the pressure's on right now.
Get my heel hook in place from his position. He can either get finished in this position or he rolls. At which point we finish with a strong inverted heel hook attack.
Yeah, that's nasty. I'm gonna try that. Let's save this to training videos. If you want to see the stuff that I've been saving, go to my YouTube and check out my training videos section. It's public for you guys. Of course, my past streams are. But under training videos, you see all the things that I've liked and linked and my own stuff and the stuff that I thought was good that I want to work on. Definitely some good stuff in there.
Guys, all the John Danaher students, right, when they get here, now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Now they start trying to run away.
Yeah, all Danaher students, like you said. Once you get to here.
Like all the details that Gary used with his hip to involve my leg.
Yes. Look at the glue. I call that stickiness. You stick to something. It's the difference between a high level and a low level grappler. It's the stickiness, how their body just wraps around something.
If you went into a defensive role, but if you haven't done that yet, I have a great opportunity here to keep the leg bent and place the inverted heel hook.
So another key tip here is if this leg can be straightened, it can be pulled out. the more bent it is at the knee, so the stronger the angle of the knee bend is, the harder it is to pull the leg out. He actually has to straighten it to do anything. So this is it. The fight's really over. All he can do is do a really big back step, which would, if Gary doesn't follow, just bridges in right now, the knee's just going to pop. Like the fight's over.
So I would like to do that. If you're still staying on your knees, let's say you go to
So he hugs it.
something, let's say you're running away in the other direction, so maybe towards the wall. I can hold on in this position, bend your leg, and place you into the submission hold. Okay?
And it's one thing that calls my
Yeah.
attention. I was like,
The reason you don't want to do this direction. So he's kind of surprised. I'll be honest, he's kind of surprised that Bernardo is turning out this way because he says running away. And Bernardo instinctively turns to sit down. It is the worst thing you could possibly do to defend a heel hook, to take the weight off your knees. If your butt's on the ground and your knees are up in the air, your knees are vulnerable, which means heel hooks. So what you should do is keep your knees pointed down and make your way away from the person. Look at what Bernardo does when he says run away, to free yourself. This is not an escape, right? If this gets passed this way, the knee's bent again. He can't pull it out. He locks up the heel hook and he has the inside heel hook from the 411. Not an escape. Run the other way, that way, right? Bend the leg and he's stuck. Right, so the calf slicer is also there. If you've ever seen a calf slicer from this position, right, get the leg pinned to your chest instead. If they don't want it to go either side, that's a detail. Hold on. Oh, that's good. Okay, so I missed some stuff.
Many people, like, I feel like can kind of kick and go, but all you guys, like, you guys put such a pressure in a certain way that it's very, very
That
bad.
stickiness.
You can't get out. So what do you do there, Gary?
To increase your ability to hang on to your training partner in any given Ashigurami, a couple different things happen. A strong back heel is definitely very important, and then what you'll see is this foot pinning against the outside of my training partner's
I
hip.
like that.
There's a counterbalance.
Pay attention to that, guys. Doing it.
So I have pressure on my training partner with this leg, and I have pressure from the other side with my toes.
And then a key he's not mentioning, this is whenever you triangle your legs, you want to triangle with your feet flexed and the toes pointing tight. So dorsiflexion, not ballet toes. Watch what his toes do when he tightens it up. See how his toes curled up? Right? See how he's digging through with that foot? Watch how often he digs with these toes to get tight. Digging. And that's where the tightness, it comes from the flex on the toes. So if you ever can, anytime you lock a triangle around neck, leg, hips, torso, arm, I don't care what you're locking with a triangle with your legs. Never, first of all, lock the triangling leg over the toes, right? It has to be over the ankle. And then don't let the toes drop. There's no muscle tension in your hamstrings. Flex everything, and if possible, walk. Walk tighter while you're flexing. You'll see Gary do this here. That while he's just controlling the position, his feet are constantly wrenching up. It's like a boa, like a constrictor, right? You want to get tighter on the stuff. So once he locks this and it taps around, he's going to start wrenching. Wrenching again, right? Wrenching again. Digging through with the toes again. The activity of your legs in any triangle determines the tightness of the lock, right? It's just like a figure 4 lock with the rear naked. If you're not flexing your biceps in a rear naked choke, you're not really applying all the pressure you can. This may be like an invisible jiu-jitsu tip or whatever, but just squeezing your arms doesn't do the choke. Squeeze your arms, take a big breath in, and flex your biceps. Take all the space out. Cool? All right, moving on. Me and my soapbox, right? I love that shit.
So, guys, Gary just shot this
Yes.
instruction all about going to one submission to the next submission to the next submission. So step by step, it came out amazing. I was watching and it was really, really cool. So make sure to check that out.
Yeah, buy his stuff. Buy his stuff. Go to BJJ Fanatics online, on Facebook, wherever. Check out their instructionals. They're freaking phenomenal. They got the best athletes on the planet. This is effing loud. What is this? Is black belts? Black belt, adult male, middle. Okay. That middleweight? Oh, this is my weight class. Little people. Watch the little guys go at it. Yes. This guard pass is something that I use. So you'll see the bottom guy constantly try to get this top leg weaved in front of the guy's shoulder. Because if you can keep the shoulders away from you, there's no cross face, there's no cross, there's no side control, right? One hand pushing one shoulder, other hand pushing the other shoulder, or one hand, one shoulder, and the knee or the shin on the other shoulder. There's no side control, right? So the bottom guy is constantly trying to get distance. The top guy wants the opposite. He wants those knees pushed out of the way, the feet pushed out of the way. So look at how this battle goes on. Right? He wants to be inside. He pummels through. So he'll probably get back inside again eventually if he's got a good guard. No, the guy's too low. Huh? But the pressure, right? This is another way to get that arm out. He's crushing in. A lot of people don't know about this, but if someone has an underhook on your leg and you pummel that leg into their hip, start to scoot your butt back, it turns their grip into an Americana, right? It sucks. In other words, it's a submission that is super low percentage. You just have to let go, essentially. But what does it do? It freed you from that underhook, right? And where's your leg now? Back in front of the shoulder again. So boom, right? Guy's winning again from the bottom. He has distance, goes for De La Hiva. The top guy always has the same goal in De La Hiva. You got to push the legs off of your legs to free your knee so you can get out. Problem with that is your hands are occupied. All right. This seems like a pretty active fight. This may be good. Never heard of these people before, but... Oh, that was nice. You know who does stuff like this? Leandro Lo. Leandro Lo does this shit all the time. He plays a De La Hiva until he gets that deep shoulder grip on a leg by scooting underneath, and then he'll push you away, get the weight off that leg, and come up with a low single. Genius. This guy just has a pant grip, though. He doesn't even have that collar grip. No, he does have it deep. It's all the way up on his shoulder. Okay. Slick takedown, though. When you like, you put a little me like, dude, try once. Nope. Try twice. Nope. Try 3 times. Nope. Try 4 times. Nope. The guy's got some good base, man. Holy shit. Sumigaeshi. Right? Guys, learn this. If you grapple, learn this. People will shoot single legs on you all the time. It's just going to happen. It involves at least the outside arm. So you can use the fact that their outside arm is busy to grab over their back and grab towards their belt. Just sit down, do a pistol squat, right? If you want to be real slick, hop into them. Not on their foot, but hop into them and do a pistol squat and then kick them over top and roll with them. You're on top. Boom. Don't let them do that to you. That's no. And it's like, no, you don't run away. You come back. Oh. So what do you guys think the problem is here, right? He's got control, quote unquote. He's putting the guy down and guy keeps getting up. It's cross control. He's got one sleeve and the other pant leg. That doesn't give you control over anything because you can still be blocked on both sides. Does that make sense? If I take out opposing legs on a table, it'll teeter, but it can still stand. especially if it's holding on to me. The guy basically only has 2 legs to stand on at most points, but he's using the guy controlling him as the 3rd leg, so it's just not, it's not enough. You have to control the same side grips to get a good guard pass. Well, takedown / guard pass. All right, this is my preferred position right here. For the top guy. Yes. One arm's pinned. You can go to a triangle if you can get that leg out, but most likely his left leg is trapped, or he'd already be going for a triangle. Guy probably has his left ankle caught. Yep. That's why he can't go for a triangle. He's setting it up. He shouldn't go for a triangle. Now the guy knows what he wants. Now he's definitely not going to try to let go of that leg. So what bottom guy should do is use this top hand to get a grip with his pant leg, right? A cuff grip. The same one the other guy had on him, actually. That reverse cuff grip. And once this hand has that cuff grip, pass this ankle underneath and lift. So the ankle passes it halfway, the hand takes over the rest of the way, and then you switch your hips and come up. It's a beautiful escape, and the guy on top can't defend it because all his weight is on this knee. So when you lift this, that knee's pinned to the ground and he can't stand up, right? This is not a good position. It's essentially a deep half. It's called a deep half guard because the guy is in a half guard, but he's deep underneath him. You don't want to be there as this top guy without some kind of control over that far arm. And this, not enough. We'll see what happens. He could try to cut to mount. I don't think he sees that. Oh, he's going for a waiter sweep. So, another fight's happening right here. If bottom guy can get the leg that you see here, right? This is the bottom of his right foot. If he can get that knee turned this way, right? So the foot will be over the thigh and the arm will be underneath the knee. Then he can kick him down and bring him up, like rock him backwards. Top guy knows this, so he's pushing that leg down so it won't come up over his knee. If his knee gets caught again, he's in danger. He tries to keep his knee free by pushing the other guy's knees down. Same thing as in a leg lock battle. Which if the bottom guy knew leg locks, there was one there. An entry anyway. Oh, leg lock city. How old is this video? 2021, so leg locks are legal in the adult division. Heel hooks are now legal in the IBJJF adult division. Adult black belt division, specifically. And not in the masters, just the adult. I don't understand that, but it is what it is. All right, so basically we're in that same deep half position, and I guess the bottom guy wants his arm to be in there. He is, I guess, playing deep half. I don't know the first thing about deep half. I know like 5 things you can do from there, and that's it, because I don't like being under people like that. You get under someone who's not in your weight class like this, that's not fun. There's a guy at my gym who weighs upwards of 300 pounds, and him in this position is not deep half. It's just smash. Smash from any position. Deep half smash. That's what it is with him. Modified waiter sweep here. Oh, that was slick. Look at that one more time. That was pretty effing slick. So again, I'd be looking for leg locks here. He does something different. He uses this hook to push the guy's base away. Oh, he has the lapel so he can pull himself underneath. Now he's got the foot. Oh, that's slick. Okay, I got you. That's very situational. I would put money on the fact that it's not something that he practiced. It's just something that he saw in the moment. That's just too random and circumstantial for it to have been a real technique, like a practice technique. But then again, that's what makes you a black belt, right? Just being able to take any situation and apply pieces of other techniques into something. Oh, oh. You hook. He had it. Why'd he let go of that? I'm so confused. I wonder if he wasn't sure about the rules and wasn't sure if he was allowed to. He was already touching the leg. That would have been DQ if it hadn't been the new rules. Yeah, whatever. He had it and didn't finish it. Anyway, that ish happens. The guy keeps trying to go for that waiter sweep. This is that same position. The guy does a great way of pushing that ankle down to get out of it. I have to remember that. I have a student that loves using the waiter sweep. And I usually push on their knees the way he was doing earlier. Pushing on the ankle seems more, oh, that's dangerous. Does not look good. There's no base this way. Yep, we're swept. Oh, he did the Jedi mind trick on him. There's gonna be a submission on this? Oh, snap. It's a submission. Double lapel choke, boy. Oh, he escaped it. Or did he? He's like, yeah, I got it. Now we're on. He's he's still cranking on it. It's a tap. Oh, he got it. The double lapel choke, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that one more time. He locked it up. Here. One hand under the collar, other one under the arm. Under the collar. One hand under the neck, the other one under the arm. He's already got it here. Not tight yet. Because the position matters first. Position, control, submission. Yeah, that was slick. Slide off, turn the corner, and peel. That's it. That is it. All right. Peoples, thank you for coming to watch the stream. Any other suggestions before I call today? Any videos you want to talk about, review? If not, I'm going to take myself to get some food. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Oh, no, there is one more, right? I was lying. What is this one about?
Entry to the Kimura, and this is from the Nishio Guard.
That's a big boy right there.
We're just gonna go straight away with it, and so having Christian here playing the Nishio Guard. I've gone through this guard a little bit before, but I'll just go.
That's a big boy.
I have my leg in between his legs, and I have the top leg here in front of me, which is the knee shield, right? So
you talked about keeping that knee in front of the guy's shoulder to keep him off you, right? This is what it's called. It's called knee shield.
Maintaining the distance between me and him.
That means his hands should be where? On the other shoulder, right? If his knee's blocking one shoulder, his hand should be blocking the other shoulder. It stops this guy from just running forward and taking him.
But of course, I'm using my arms as well. My arms are going to be framing here, and I'm kind of leaning the bottom of my lower arm here on top of my knee, so I have a nice frame connected with my elbow and my knee here together.
Not so great.
So what I'm looking for now is to catch this far arm. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to underhook this arm.
Now dowd my...
Okay? So
now...
Nadawad
me. I can't pronounce that, but thank you for following. Welcome.
My crook of my elbow here. So kind of like this. The reason for this is this grip really keeps him down with me, right? If his arm was straight, it's super easy for him to pull his arm straight out. So I'm going to go here and try to bend it in.
Just like with the legs before, if a limb is bent, it's hard to just pull it out. So you bend. Always bend the limb if you want to control it.
I'm going to be pushing his head here, get my knee up.
Same position as you were in before.
Over his shoulder, and then step on his hip.
This is where I
So
play.
now I'm in the Kimura position where I can get a ton of different attacks.
So he's actually using
Nice
my
and
setup.
easy. I'm going to throw this arm over, bump, and now look for the wrist here with my
Yeah.
other arm.
This is exactly what I was talking about, what I do earlier.
So from this position, I'm just going to go straight with all my fingers on top of his wrist and then catch my own wrist.
So even if this hand were still buried in the hip, you could push this leg back some and extract the arm by just arching your back some.
Other hand that was wrapping the arm.
Super powerful.
Bringing this
It's powerful,
together
I
here,
say.
right? The biggest problem here is that people try to turn using just their arms. Whereas what you want to do is you want to bring it tight to your body and really use your whole body here to start twisting to get that good
I would say
rotation,
arch
okay?
back first.
Now, there's a couple
Arch
things
back
that we
first
have to think
and then
about
start
here,
twisting.
right? One is how this arm is reacting, and a different thing is how he's posturing up and moving around as well. Okay. Now, important thing here is maintaining the distance between you and him. So if Christian came a lot closer here with his body, what happens here is I get either smashed or he can either posture up and start pulling his arm out. Okay. And this is going to be bad for me. So walk a little bit back. So what I want to do is I want to push
A little bit loud,
his
right?
lower body away so that if he tries to posture up or try to do anything, he's weak from that position, right? So by maintaining this, I'm pretty strong, okay? And another thing here with the other leg, you're going to see I'm still hooking the back of his opposite thigh. Let's turn this way.
If you're flexible enough, you can even turn your toes down and hook the ankle too. That's especially helpful.
Rotate for the Kimura here. I can slow down his roll because naturally the guy will roll when we do the Kimura. Here. So here, this allows me to follow him much more also for going for different attacks. But preferably, if I can, I would want to tap him out from this position.
Preferably if I can.
I switch. Now, if he stays here, this is perfect. I can finish it. If I get a
Dislocate the
nice
shoulder.
hook around his leg and he
It
tries to
tears the
roll,
the rotator cuff
stop him
ligaments.
from rolling by keeping this leg hooked.
Doesn't just stretch them, trust me, it tears them.
Of course, there's going to be times where he scrambles or his leg kind of comes out, and that's when we kind of end up in this position. But we're going to cover this later on. Where I
Twist
have
your hips and finish the arm bar.
I have the back
Yep.
and ton of different.
And this is how this is my game almost verbatim, so I'll give him a like. Subscribe.
That's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always,
Did I get the last one? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. All right, I did all the like and subscribes. I did my duty. I said duty. I did my duty. Guys, thank you for joining me. Andrews, Louise, Fight Reacts. Thank you for coming to the stream, guys. And I will see you again soon, hopefully. Officially back on the schedule tomorrow afternoon. Bye.